Welcome to Big Blend Radio's California Sequoia Country show, home to Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks, Giant Sequoia National Monument and Sequoia National Forest, and the charming historic agricultural communities that make up Tulare County. So welcome everyone. August is American Adventures Month. It is National Golf Month. So this is a fun month here. And it's Family Fun Month. So what better place to go than California Sequoia Country, which is home to Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks, Sequoia National Forest, Giant Sequoia National Monument, and all these awesome communities that make up Tulare County, which is the bread basket of the world. They grow so many different bits of vegetables, citrus, nuts, pistachios, almonds, all kinds of produce, all those wonderful summer peaches and plums and all those good things, as well as they are known for dairy. So a lot of cheese as well and ice cream. So it is a good time to get out there. And we've got some special guests joining us from the Sequoia Tourism Council. You can go to discoverthesequoias.com. But I'm going to start off with Holly Strite from the Parks Service. How are you, Holly?
Good, Lisa. How are you doing?
Doing good. Excited that you are here because August is a big month for the National Park Service, and you've got two big, giant national parks in your backyard.
That's right. Yeah, this month is exciting for the National Park Service because we celebrate National Park Week this month, and it is the 110th birthday of the National Park Service. So that's what our National Park Week is centered around, and we're excited to share more about that.
So this is like a whole new week, and it used to be in August, right? I always thought it was April.
Yeah, so I learned a little bit about it recently. The first National Park Week was created to celebrate the 75th birthday of the National Park Service. And so that was in August. And then I'm not sure when it got moved to April. It was in April for a while, but now it has been moved back here to August, right around the National Park Service birthday.
All right. So August 22nd through 30th is a National Park Week, and August 25th is the big 110th anniversary, and that's a big deal. So that's going to be one of those fee-free days great for families.
Yeah, that's right. A fee-free entrance on the 25th. Come in and celebrate your parks and bring your kiddos. We have Junior Ranger Day again. Of course, this can be done any time of year. You can have your kids come in and do a Junior Ranger book and get a Junior Ranger badge after they've completed a set amount of activities in the Junior Ranger book. But this year it'll be on August 30th that we're celebrating Junior Ranger Day. So if you're able to bring your kids on up, that's a great thing to do as a family activity, and we would definitely encourage that.
That's awesome. So now we've got, the skies that are sunlit and beautiful when you get to the top of those mountains or climb like Morrow Rock. But then after dark is also another good time to experience the parks. And I know a lot of people who go camping just so they can see the stars outside their tent, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big deal, but you have a big festival coming up too.
So the Dark Sky Festival is coming up in September then, the 11th through the 13th. And that's an exciting time in the parks where we bring in special guests and speakers that talk about the dark skies. And also we have star parties. So some volunteers come into the park that are part of different astronomy groups, and they have these super powered telescopes that they let the public look through. So those are really cool to experience. So our official park partner, Sequoia Parks Conservancy, luckily puts all of this on for us. They do a ton of work, a ton of organization. And so their website is where people can find the most up-to-date information about the Dark Sky Festival. And the itinerary is not up yet, but you can sign up for updates if that's something that you're interested in. I think camping in the park anytime is really lovely, but the Dark Sky Festival is really cool because they always schedule it around a new moon, so it's completely dark. And this is such a good time to see the Milky Way. So I think it's a really cool thing. Even if you can't make it up to the Dark Sky Festival, if you're down in the valley, come on up to the park once in a while and just look at those stars. Like, we have an excellent view of the Milky Way from the parks. And also, if you can't make it all the way up to the parks, Lake Kauai is a partner of another area that our Parks Conservancy partners work with, and they do some dark sky stuff out of there too. So very cool. A bunch of different ways you can see the night skies. I know they've got some programs out of Potwisha Campground too. If you don't want to drive all the way up to the forest, that's just a little ways into the park. So that's a nice area for some stargazing.
Very cool. Very cool. Everyone, you can go to nps.gov/SEKI and also sequoiaparksconservancy.org. As always, links are in the episode notes, and you definitely go to discoverthesequoias.com. That will link you through to everyone. We're going to go up to Visalia now to chat with Suzanne Bianco, and you can go to visitvisalia.com. Suzanne, I know Visalia and the surrounding communities of the parks do get involved with the Dark Sky Festival, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us, by the way. Always fun to talk with you. The Dark Sky Festival is an event that we all look forward to every year. And this coming year at our local planetarium here in Visalia, there'll be a great solar system adventure. So a kids-based adventure. They go into the planetarium and watch the programming, and that'll be on the Friday night, September 11th. So exciting.
A lot happening. And Visalia is set up for kids when we talk about Family Fun Month. And American Adventures Month makes sense, because it's the National Park Service. What better American adventure can you have? And then going to the local communities, that is pure America, So, but family fun wise, there's a lot in Visalia. There's a lot really throughout Tulare County. I'm even thinking Tulare itself with the ag ventures that they have at the International Agri Center. But you've got some museums too that cater to families.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a really fantastic children's museum called Imagine You Children's Museum. Lots of things to do indoors and outdoors. It's a great facility for families to take their kids to. The museum down at the World Ag Expo, International Agri Center also has a great children's museum there where there's very hands-on learning about agriculture and other things. We have Adventure Park is in Visalia called Boomers, is a great place for families to go. Lots of things for different age groups to enjoy, from mini golf and bumper boats to the little go-karts and indoor laser tag and games. A lot of fun for families. And during the summer, there's the water slides there. So a lot of fun.
I'm ready to go play bumper cars. You girls want to go? Come on. Next time we do the podcast, we should do it from a bumper car.
That would be hilarious. That'd be fun.
I like that idea. But there's also some music events that are connected to the parks as well that you were talking about. I think it's up in Mineral King in that section. And you should go out there now because in like late fall, it closes up in Mineral King, right?
Yeah, maybe that's one of its appeals is that it's only open in the summerish months. Holly can maybe correct me on that. Mineral King is a different part of Sequoia National Park. Before you get to Sequoia entrance gate, right, you kind of jog off to the right, and it's not a lot of people take the time to go up there, but it's pristine upper alpine, I don't know if that's the right word, meadow and mountain area. But this year they're having music in the mountains. So they're having a concert the weekend second weekend in August at the end of the old road. I love that description, right? So they'll have sandwiches and you can sit out under the stars and see and listen to me. Well, maybe a little early for the stars, but anyway, listen to music up in this beautiful, pristine area of the Sierra Nevada mountains.
And watch for marmots.
And watch for marmots, yeah. That's put on by the Mineral King Preservation Society. And they have a lot of really good information, maybe about Disney wanting to put a ski resort there at one time and lots of fun things. So check them out.
It's so cool about Mineral King. And I think we should really spend some time on that on a show, maybe for fall. I don't know. When does it close? Do you know, Holly? It's pretty much when snow comes, right?
Yeah, there's a specific date, and I'd have to double check. I can't remember if it's in September or October when it closes, but it does go a little bit longer than expected. It opens at the end of May every year, and I think it might be October is when it closes because there is a last chance to get up there and see. There's some aspen trees up there, so you can see a little bit of fall colors if you go up to Mineral King.
And they've been doing road construction there. So the road, maybe some of your listeners were concerned about driving that road up there. I think they've been doing some road maintenance and it's looking really good. In fact, a man was in my office a couple of weeks ago and he rode his bike from Visalia up to Mineral King, which is crazy. Took him 5 hours. I know that.
That's right on. Yeah. Well, so talking about roads and transportation, I know that there's a shuttle service that goes from like Visalia and some of the communities. Is that still running? When does that typically end? Especially, I think, again, for families, what a great way to everyone gets a breather and get on a bus.
Yeah, it's really nice. It runs from about Memorial Day to Labor Day. So there's still
Okay.
time to book your ticket on up. It picks up at most of the Visalia area hotels. So people can just walk from their hotel to the station and it drops them off in Giant Forest. From there, they take the free in-park shuttle that anyone is able to use, right, Holly, to, ease up a little bit of the congestion in the park. But it's a really great program for people to get up there, and you don't have to worry about driving. You can just look out the window and take pictures and look at the park as you're heading up to the Giant Forest.
That's awesome. I love that is up there for everyone. Before we go over to Exeter, one of the gateway communities very close to the park as well, you were telling us before we were recording about puppets in the parks. And you get to tell everybody about that part. So the puppets, this is like a PBS special with Kermit. Is Kermit the Frog involved?
Maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe you want me to.
Yeah.
Answer that question real quick?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was really exciting. PBS Kids has a new program for young kids up to age maybe 10, but I think everybody enjoys it. I think the songs are super fun, so I like watching it. And it is the story of Ronald and Roxy, two Muppet-style puppets that go to Sequoia National Park to discover wow and wonder in the park. And it's a really great program for kids to sort of see what happens when they get out into nature. They are in awe of the giant sequoia trees. They are looking at the butterflies and other animals of the park. And it's just a really, really fun TV show. So I really highly encourage families to seek it out on their local PBS station. It plays nationwide. So it's a great little fun show.
Very cool. I love that because it gives them a little insight. And then, they're telling mom and dad, hey, let's go.
Yeah. Did I say the name of the show? The show's called Wow's About. And
Wow.
Ronald and Roxy go on a wowsabout. So they are looking for wow and wonder. And, keep your eye out because they might be going on other adventures beyond Sequoia National Park. But the very first episode was filmed right here locally at Sequoia National Park. It's a really fun episode. Mm-hmm.
Little Hollywood history there, Holly. See, that was good, right? Well, come on, these trees are famous. You've got generals, you've got, Clara Barton, and I think, little celebrity status on top of that doesn't hurt, And I hope the puppets were wowed. I bet they were.
They were.
And filled with wonder and wonder. Shannon Schroth is joining us from the Exeter Chamber of Commerce. You can go to exeterchamber.com. Shannon, what is going on in Exeter? Gateway City, still hang out in the murals. And I think you've got good food for people to go have fun and enjoy.
We do. If you're looking for a great sandwich, you should try the Exeter Cheese Company. They make some really good sandwiches. They have great salads.
Cool. Good for a park.
And I heard all about it last night at the farmer's market. So it's definitely becoming a hit. They're open after 5 p.m. and it's a great place to stop. We also have at our museum, Cash is doing a melodrama called The Missing Masterpiece, and that will be September 26th. So we're all looking forward to that event and seeing what they, what they're going to host. They host a lot of great things down there at the museum, and it's always interesting because, they change things out so often that once you see it, you still want to come back and see what's new,
Exactly. Well, that's
but
great.
We do. Yeah. And we have the murals. We are creating a new mural at the police station. So I'm looking forward for them to unveil what they're going to be putting up there as well.
When do you think that's going to be? Are they being secretive?
Now they're not sharing with me. So they're being pretty secretive, but I'm very excited to hear what's going to happen.
Well, maybe maybe in fall, in time for the fall festival that you have in October.
Yeah.
And the scarecrows.
Yes, the entire month. Yes, we have our scarecrow contest and a lot of great things happening.
So that's great for people to plan ahead. And fall is gorgeous all through the Sequoias. All the towns get ready for it and celebrate with food. And, we're talking about all the produce. So the farmers markets are still going through August, right? It's harvest season for you guys.
Yeah, our farmers market will go through until November. And we're every Wednesday from 5 to 8 down at Mixter Park, downtown Exeter. And every week is a different theme. So last night we had carnival night, and it's just, it keeps rotating on what we do. We had a lot of games for the kids, and like I
Cool.
said, every week is just different. So it's always interesting to come visit. It's
I was
an
going to say,
experience.
Suzanne, is your farmers markets throughout the county open until like November, right? Even the
Um,
farm stands are still open, and
Yeah, we have the Visalia Farmers Market operates year round on the Saturday mornings at the courthouse area, and then we have some other seasonal markets that happen. That
okay.
kind of like Shannon was saying, they go whatever that is, late spring, I guess,
Mhm.
into fall.
Well, I
Yeah.
know people want fresh vegetables from the bread basket.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Well, it's
aren't you
fun to see
growing
what's
bread?
fresh and growing. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's fun to see what's in season, and it really makes you aware of the seasonality of food. I think we are used to in the United States eating, I don't know, strawberries year round, or eating certain things that
Mhm.
don't necessarily grow year round naturally. But when you start eating food that's seasonal, it just changes your whole life because the flavor is just amazing.
So plums at this time of year, or are they done? I
I
just
think
really want a plum.
I was just looking in my refrigerator. We have a plum tree at home, and there are, so for us, they're already done. They're in our refrigerator, and we're trying to eat them all up before they all go bad.
Well, make plum wine. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's a good suggestion.
But I love that part of it. And for kids to be able to learn about their fruits and vegetables and actually see the farms, as they drive around, to know that olives come from here too. There's just all these great things. And
Mhm.
the dairy, I mean, that's the other thing. You just come out of Sequoia National Park after a hot day of hiking. You've got that wonderful ice cream shop at Reimer's where you can get candy. That's a fun family destination. That can, yeah, a lot of good ice cream, really good ice cream, and chocolate now there too, right?
Those ooey gooey
Okay.
bars are fantastic, Shannon.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, ooey gooey bars. I know she likes cupcakes, but I did want to know about the Whistle Stop Cafe because the Whistle Stop Cafe is so cute. And I think for kids to go in there, that would be fun to learn a little bit about your rail history.
It is. Inside, they up on the ceiling, they have a train track, and when you ask the owner Sherry to turn it on, she will, and the train goes around, and it sounds just like a train. It blows a whistle, and kids just absolutely love it. But the great part is the food's good too.
Yes,
So
it is. Yeah.
it's
I
one of
remember
my
a
favorite
really good
places.
good breakfast, like a
Oh
big
yes,
breakfast, like really good diner style food.
yep,
And when you're
breakfast
road
and
tripping,
lunch.
it's always good. It's always good.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about golf because it's golf month, and that's another thing some families do together. And I know some golf courses have changed up with disc golf and all kinds of things. I do not know anything about golf, but I have been on golf courses in Tulare County, and one is Tulare. There's a golf course in Tulare. I've been to the one outside Porterville. I think that's River Island. We've been there, and then Ridge Creek out in Dynuma, which is an Audubon certified golf course. And so there's a lot of bird watching. Like really, you can go see birds and go for an evening stroll in the sunset and or have a cocktail at sunset. It was wonderful there. Had a good time. But you have a golf course, don't you, in Exeter, Shannon?
We do. It's called the Exeter Public Golf Course, and it's been many years since I've been there. So we have new owners, at least new owners in the last 2 years. And I really do need to go pay a visit because sadly, I don't know much about it yet.
Okay. I don't know. Have you ever played golf?
No, I'm not one you're going to want on your team.
I'm
Or,
hanging
or
with
you.
you. I like the Bloody Mary on the golf cart. That's where I'm going. So, Suzanne, what's happening in Visalia with golf? You got golf?
Yeah, we've got lots of golf. There is 36 holes. Is that the right number? 27 holes, sorry. 27-hole golf course out at Valley Oak Golf Course out off of Plaza Drive. That's near that entertainment complex. There's a racetrack out there for those micro sprint cars, and at the golf course, and a great dog park. Lots of things to do out there in Plaza Park. There's also indoor golf. So if it's too warm for you, go to Mulligan's in downtown Visalia, and that's an indoor golf experience where you can play digital golf on any course probably in the world, or other games. And it's a lot of fun. Serving food, and it's a great communal thing to do with friends. And especially if it's a little too warm for you to go out on the actual golf course, you can head over to Mulligan's and do some indoor golf.
Are there like miniature, like putt-putt courses? Those little mini golf courses anywhere?
Yeah, at Boomers is an entertainment complex and lots of kids. So that kind of goes with your kids' Kids Week
Yeah.
or Kids Month too. There's miniature golf out at Boomers. There are bumper boats and little
Okay,
go-karts.
that's where I want. Okay, so I want to spend a day there. It sounds like
You
it sounds
do.
like bumper cars and miniature golf.
Yeah,
People
our
do
games
that,
are
man.
yeah, they do. They do. And it's kind of fun because it is, has the fun little like trees and things that you golf through. It's a lot of fun for families to go do.
Are they sequoia trees?
I think there's one that's a sequoia tree, and they have Sequoia Springs Water Park during the summer months as well. That's operating too. So a
Oh, very
fun
good.
water park. So there's lots of things for families with lots of age groups, things for little kids to do, and for the older teens might enjoy going to the arcade or the laser tag. So lots of things for multi-generational. I'll say that could come and have a fun time. And their pizza there is pretty good too. So you could have dinner and hang out and have go to the water slides and the bumper boats and play some mini golf.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
It does. So you can go there, play miniature golf, and put a ball through a tree, hole in the tree, and then you can go over and see Holly in Sequoia National Park and drive through a tree. Right?
There
We
it
got
is.
this right? Or you can go look at where someone slept in a tree that's
That's
hollowed out. And then isn't it Kings Canyon or is it Sequoia National Forest where it's next to each other, where there's another walk through a tree that used to be like
Yeah.
a bar. This is my style of bartending here.
Oh,
Like
no.
it's fallen down and like there used to be people used to spend the night over there if they were like not hiking but traveling through way back when, and that's where I thought somebody had a bar. Or maybe it was just that I thought it would be fun to have a bar in there. You know. I don't
Either
know.
way.
Either way. Sounds like fun. All right. So we've got golf. We've got all kinds of things you can do in the parks. So everybody watch out for that. And I think we've got everything. Any other events that I may be missing out here? But there's a lot to do.
Yeah. Well, people that are planning, we were mentioning that there are a lot of festivals and events that start happening in fall. So keep their eyes open for that kind of thing. Summer is a great month to grab as much of that daylight as you can and get out and see the parks and other areas here in Tulare County. And then look for some big events happening in the fall.
Excellent. I know it's good to start planning, and fall is a good time, like September, October, kind of a shoulder season. The park isn't as busy then, right, Holly? It's kind of more
Yeah,
relaxed.
that's right. Visitation does drop off a little bit once kids go back to school, I think is probably a little bit of the driver there, and summer vacations are over. And so it does get a little bit quieter, and the temperatures are just so nice in the park. It's just so beautiful in the fall. It's one of my favorite times here in the parks.
Very cool. Well, thank you, ladies, for keeping us posted on what to experience in Tulare County and Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. And Sequoia National Forest is also open to go and explore and camp and hike and do those great things. So check it all out at discoverthesequoias.com. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for joining us here on Big Blend Radio's California Sequoia Country Show. New episodes air every first Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. You can keep up with the show at bigblendradio.com, but also plan your Tulare County escape. Go to discoverthesequoias.com.